Hi, Michelle here from StrawBearie.com. I'm a teacher, I'm a crafter, and I'm a DIYer. And today we're talking about pockets. Why is it that men's clothing has pockets, but women's clothing does not? My husband and my children, my boys, they have pockets in their pajamas. Do I have pockets in my pajamas? No. Do I have pockets in my dresses and my skirts? No. Why won't they put pockets in them? We need to stand up and revolt. But until they start putting pockets in, I want to show you how you can do it yourself. The first step in making pockets is to try on your dress or skirt or pants or whatever it is that you're putting pockets in. And you want to put your hands where you think you would like to put your pockets. And once you've determined that, you want to mark it with like a safety pin so that you'll know where to put the pockets. Next, you're going to need to have a pocket pattern. So you can use an old sewing pattern, or what I did is I took a piece of cardstock and I started with a straight line and I just drew a shape around my phone to make sure that it would be big enough to hold my phone in my pocket. And that's what I'm going to use for my pattern. So I'm going to cut this out on some fabric, and I'm going to need four of these for 2 pockets. So you need two for 1 pocket. I am pinning my pattern onto my fabric, and my fabric's doubled right now. So I'm going to do this twice, and I'm just going to cut around my pocket pattern. And I made this out of cardstock. I know most patterns are usually made out of tracing paper, but I made this out of cardstock so that I could use it over and over and over again, because there are so many dresses and skirts and pants and pajama pants and everything that do not have pockets. I think we as women should revolt. I think we should say, we're not going to buy your clothes anymore if you don't put pockets in it. But of course, if we did that, there'd be no clothes for us to buy because nothing has pockets. Nothing cute, at least. So I really hope the clothing world decides to start putting pockets in things. All right, so there's one, and I need to do this again. You can try to find fabric that matches your dress or your skirt, whatever your item you're putting your pockets into, or you can use a contrasting fabric, and then if it shows, it gives kind of a fun little peekaboo look. Whichever way, I do suggest that if you are doing a stretchy dress, to use stretchy fabric, like maybe an old t-shirt, and if you're doing non-stretchy, to use non-stretchy fabric. I think that just works better. Now, here's the fun part, I have my safety pin here where I want my pocket to start, and I need to see how long my pocket is from the start to the stop, and that's how much I have to seam rip, or maybe even a little bit longer to make sure I have enough room for this. So I'm going to put another safety pin here, and I'm going to grab my seam ripper and start ripping. This is my least favorite thing to do in all sewing. Now that I have a hole in my dress, I'm going to turn it right side out. So I'm going to lay it with the right sides together, and I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to pin these on.
Once those are pinned, you're going to take this to your sewing machine and you're going to sew along that straight line at the top of the pocket. Once you have one side done, then you're going to do the other pocket on the other side, just like I'm doing here. You're going to cut your strings, stick your pockets through, and then you're going to iron. Now this is actually really important. I hate to iron, but this is pretty important because you want it to lay very flat. So straighten it out with your fingers and have it lay really flat. When I seam ripped mine, there was actually a lot of edge, and so it had kind of a natural fold there, so it looked pretty good. Now I'm going to pin the 2 pieces of the pocket together, and after I pin it, I'm going to sew all the way around so that we don't have a hole in the pocket. Actually start a little bit above on the dress. So I'm going down on the dress, then I get to the pocket and I'm leaving the needle down and I turn my fabric. So now I'm sewing the pocket and I'm going to go all the way around on the pocket as you see here. Take it slowly if you need to get through and to get out all the pins. You don't want to run over your pins. That could damage your needle and your sewing machine. And once you get to the end of the pocket, you're going to sew down on the dress again, just like we did at the top, just so that there's no holes between the pocket and the dress. And then you make it right side out, maybe iron it again, and you're done. You have a pocket. So do the same thing on the other side.
Here is my dress all finished, and you don't even really notice the little sliver of red there unless I show you that there's the red pocket. I have it on both sides, and I can put my hands in and I can pull my hands out, and I can put my phone in, I can put my keys in, and I can rest my hands in my pockets. I can do all kinds of things because I have pockets. Pockets, pockets, pocketsies. What do I have in my pocketsies? Clothing manufacturers, please start putting pockets in women's clothing. If there is something that drives you crazy about clothing manufacturers that's different than pockets, or maybe it is pockets, write down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what it is that drives you crazy. And thank y'all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like. That really helps out my channel. And subscribe if you haven't already. And have a super awesome day. Toodles. My hands in.